doing stuff online.
I think you guys can hear me through this one.
I can't hear you through that.
Why do you have two mics? What are you, stupid?
Because I'm twice the speaker that your butt is.
But you know what has 4 mics? This is What You Think!
Holy shit. He's right.
I
did have 4 mics, but now we have like...
Yeah, we have a lot more mics than that. Tonight, we're going to bring you some spooky. We're going to bring you some crazy. We're going to bring you some cryptids. I don't even know who's going yet because we haven't even talked about who's going yet.
Seriously, I'm not ready. This is bad. I need more hams. Hams me. Thank you.
So we have Mr. Isaac Sagafis with us here tonight.
Hello.
We got Senior Jason Smith.
Dude, I got 3 beers over here.
And Monsieur Josh Quinn.
Why don't I get 3 beers? I want 3 beers.
So we're all drinking a lot of Pecatonica beer tonight. We got a couple other beers here too, but that Nightfall Lager and Muscle Lager is flowing pretty good. I guess, who's got a story for us? We didn't even figure out who's going.
I got our first one.
Josh has got it.
All right. And for all of our listeners out there, this is the first one of the night of an undisclosed night. So.
Yeah, we's pretty drunk. You're probably going to hear this like 4 months after the fact.
Yeah. Right now, we just had, our first snow this weekend? But I am coming at you with the story of one of the Midwest's greatest union bosses and mafiosos, Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to talk about Dave Upman.
I wish this was a story of Dave Upman.
Josh, are we talking about football or baseball?
We're talking about cars.
Carry on.
The movie?
No, not.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. All right. So.
Mike and Jigger. Can I say that? That's from
The
The Simpsons.
You can say Mike and Jigger.
Yes,
That's from
The
Futurama.
Simpsons.
Mike and Jigger.
The cat lady.
Yeah, that's
the cat lady.
Yeah. All right. So for all of our Midwest listeners who don't know, Jimmy Hoffa was a Teamsters boss in the 1950s through the 70s. He was born in 1913 in Michigan, and he was one of the founders and leaders of the Teamsters Union all through the Union rise through World War II, post-World War II, and into the nuclear family.
So, Jason, you're the fact checker. What is a Teamster for our listeners? I always get it confused. I feel it's like...
And you're from Michigan.
And you're from Michigan.
So, why do you think I know more about the Teamsters?
Because we know you know more.
That's the first time Isaac's got this right, so...
Wait, what happened?
You said he's from Michigan.
Wait, is this lower or upper Michigan?
He's from the Yoop.
Yeah.
Where is your story from?
The lower.
Jimmy Hoffa's from,
that's what I was at. Jason, you're eradicated. Get out of here.
Why are you kicking me out?
We're kicking you out because you haven't told us what a Teamster is yet.
Seriously, what the it's taking so long? Give me a computer. I'll type some
Give me a sec. So, formerly known as the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, is a labor union in the United States and Canada. Founded in 1903, it represents a diverse membership of approximately 103 million workers across various sectors, including both blue-collar and white-collar jobs.
It's a hipster union. It's that diverse, and it said
it looks like
nerds.
rates of freight drivers, warehouse workers, and just kind of like anything that is under that umbrella. So, people who might do the administrative jobs and support them too.
So it's just a normal union.
Yeah. So most of the work Jimmy Hoffa specifically did was for freight drivers, so truck drivers and warehouse workers all across the Midwest. We had the big industrial boom in the steel belt across the U.S. There was a lot of factory workers who were getting kind of worked over by the companies that they were employed at. The Teamsters would go around. They would basically show up at these factories and be like, do you think you're getting paid enough? Do you get days off? Do you think you're represented? Stuff like that. They would organize basically mini strikes in these factories, get these companies to sign on to the union. And that's how they kind of grassroots spread across the Midwest. And Jimmy Hoffa was like the leader of this whole movement. So for anybody who doesn't know, where there's unions and manufacturing and lots of influence, usually the Mafia at this time started coming in.
No, you don't say.
You don't say.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, as the Teamsters Union grew, so did the Teamsters' relation with organized crime. It was mainly associated with Midwest Italian crime families, mostly based in Detroit and out of Chicago. Jimmy Hoffa actually spent almost 90% of his time living in Michigan, just north of Detroit. But the real reason we're talking about him today is because, one, he had a very close relationship with Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. So Jimmy Hoffa, because of his many interactions with the mob, eventually got caught up to by the FBI. He was arrested for jury tampering, trying to influence people to basically not convict another member of the Teamsters union, and then also mail fraud, just like one of the normal things that you get caught for when you're a mafioso.
Where it's like they always get you on like tax evasion and stuff like that.
Yeah,
never any real crimes.
Yeah, never any real crimes, but enough crime to put you away. So what he ended up getting convicted for was 13 years. And this is when he was the head of the Teamsters union, which at the time had like 1.2 million members. So it was the largest union by participants in the US at the time. There's beers going around. So, because it was the largest union at the time, he actually knew Richard Nixon enough that he had reached out to him while he was in prison and asked that as long as when he got out of prison and he stepped down from the presidency of the Teamsters, then he would commute his sentence for the next 5 years. So he had actually only ended up spending 8 years in jail.
I think
And
you
then
have it the
Isaac's
other way
dying,
around. Like,
but
he
that's
actually-
okay.
I can't tell if Isaac's throwing up or what he's doing in the corner.
Isaac,
there.
please
dying
don't
over
puke
there.
on my carpet.
Isaac, yell. How you doing over there, buddy?
I mean,
Okay, he's
last
doing
time he
fine.
had like the beer explode. Now he's gonna like puke on the carpet.
You're a terrible dog.
I don't know what the hell's wrong.
But yeah,
Isaac's getting tickled by ghosts.
it looks like Hoffa actually only served 5 years and had 8 of them commuted.
Oh, sorry.
Not to be the buzzkill.
Yeah.
Kind of being the buzzkill.
5 of 8, not 8 of 13. So once he was out of prison, he actually went back and tried to appeal the situation that he was put in for not applying for president of the Teamsters again. That ended up failing. And most people think that this is what led to Jimmy Hoffa's untimely disappearance. So apparently in 1975, he was supposed to meet with a certain Anthony Giacalone, also known as Tony Jack or Tony Pro, a local mafioso that he was going to have dinner with.
Well, he's like one of like the big Detroit like gangsters, basically, right? Like not just some like random.
Oh no,
guy.
yeah. He's like one of the mafia bosses of Detroit. So they were supposed to meet at a restaurant.
Let me guess, it was an Italian restaurant.
Can
I have some pasta?
It was actually Marcus Red Fox Restaurant.
I haven't
Paper
been there,
towel.
but I do know like another amazing restaurant in Detroit called like Sibley Gardens that was an old mafia place. There are no windows on the entire thing, and a lot of the places like or where you're sitting will face the entrance, so you can like
See everybody walking in and
Yeah.
not get shot in the back.
It's amazing steaks, by the way. The food is great.
I hope so.
It is an old mafia place.
You're not hearing a lot of Isaac this episode because we think he's going to go throw up in the sink.
Don't throw up in the sink. That's where I'll poop.
Oh, what? Oh, doggy.
Should we try to get a mic in?
So what? I don't think people want to hear that. Josh pooping in the sink or Isaac throwing up in there.
Why not both?
Oh,
so,
I had a tickle.
Jesus Christ.
so this was the last time anybody would see Jimmy Hoffa alive that's been able to say they've seen him. He was never seen again. The FBI investigated his disappearance. They were unable to find any links to where he might have went after the restaurant. There was supposedly a car that belonged to what was considered like not his actual son, but like an adoptive son of his that had met him at the restaurant that they found abandoned. They weren't able to find any evidence of foul play in the car.
And it was like unlocked and everything too,
Yep.
right?
Wait. So how long has it been since the last time he was seen?
It's been 50 years since he...
Wait.
Yeah. So
So how old would he be potentially if he's still alive?
Over 100.
he was... Yeah.
He was born in 1913.
Yeah. He's definitely dead if he had made it through this mafia.
So-
we haven't talked about Agartha yet in this episode. which I'm
Find
sure
his
we're gonna
grave.
get
I
to.
don't think he got through the cave portals, so...
What?
He was 62 when he disappeared and something.
He was that old. I always figured Jimmy Hoffa was a younger guy when people talk about that. I thought he was like in his 40s or something.
No.
Oh, who cares? You're 62 years old.
Declared dead.
Like he was a big fat guy, right? So he could have had a heart attack eating some spaghetti.
Yeah. So basically what the theories about Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance are all of the fun ways that people think that they disposed of his body. The main one is that he's buried under like the 50-yard line in the Giant Stadium, and there's this little bump in the field that people say is where they buried Jimmy Hoffa's body. And for those of us who grew up in the early 2000s, you might remember the MythBusters doing an episode on this where they go through and do ground penetrating radar. And
I remember that.
We think this is just a bump. And then they said myth busted, but they didn't check any of the other areas where they think
Dig up
Jimmy
the
Hoffa's
bump.
No.
Dig up the bump.
They did like LiDAR and stuff. You
No,
could, like
LiDAR, Jason. Dig up the bump and put some concrete down, color at night. What do we got? What are we
probably
doing?
better than like the fake turf they use at the fields,
Turf.
like nowadays, anyways.
Okay, so the other locations where they think that he is buried was a local Detroit horse farm where a lot of the Italian mafia kept their racehorses.
What a coincidence, Josh.
Big coinky-dink.
Tell me more.
The other one was a place that's just described as a drum waste facility, which I assume is where they just dump all of the bodies from the mafia.
There's probably a ton of bodies.
Drum waste?
Yeah, so you know Rob.
Like Ludwig drums?
No, you know Rob, right? Our buddy Rob.
The drummer.
Yes, Rob the drummer.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how he like
Slingerland.
You know how he collects waste and used to be a grease man?
And now he drums heavily?
No.
You shouldn't have brought up the drummer because now you're just confusing Isaac.
I'm very confused.
Okay.
Well, like on The Simpsons when they have big nuclear waste drums.
Yeah, and they're just rolling those barrels
No, I got
around.
that part.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring up?
I don't know what.
Because Rob used to do that. He used to take grease drums and...
But he also drums.
Okay.
Yeah, bad reference.
Bad reference. The next one is that he was basically put underneath the driveway of the house that they think he was shot in, which was owned by the son, his adoptive son.
I mean, how long does it take to bury a guy and put a new driveway there, though?
Yeah, that's seems
Right? Wouldn't they be?
I'm gonna live with you. I just got a new driveway last year. Very expensive.
Yeah,
Why
'cause-
anyone would dig that up and bury a body there? I'd bury him out back in the grass. Grass is free, Jason. This isn't Canada. I know grass might not be free in Canada. I don't know that.
Up sod prices, like
Sod prices in the 1970s.
They don't charge us that here, buddy.
Yeah. So, and for any of you who ever saw The Irishman, Martin Scorsese film, it's all about Jimmy Hoffa and it's all related to him and his relationship with the mob. They ended up, the FBI went and tested the house where he was allegedly killed in. They swept the whole house. They tested the floorboards. They were not able to find any DNA evidence of any foul play.
And what year was that?
This was in 2004. So this was like 30 years later. And
So, I mean, that's the thing. You're assuming he got shot and he didn't just get strangled by some.
yeah.
What year do they think he got shot?
He disappeared in, it was 1975.
And they went through and swept the place in 2004. And they thought they
Yeah.
would find something.
2002.
He was officially declared dead for like insurance reasons in like 1981. So they could like do next of kin stuff and everything else.
It took them that long to. So here's the other thing, too.
So that's
Did
just
he
it.
actually die?
That's another
Call a
theory.
doctor.
That's another theory. They think he was willfully disappeared by the mob as well and might have been moved to Italy just because they didn't want him interfering with the new president of the Teamsters. Like I said, he was actively trying to be the president again. He had been in prison for 5 years. He's not really in the business anymore. And there was a drop in Teamsters participation right before he ended up going to jail. So they think he might have taken like the mafia's version of witness protection and just
Disappeared.
friendly disappearance where
Is
they're
that
like,
actually a thing, though? You know what I mean? Can you actually just disappear with the mafia?
I mean, in the
Do we know that?
I mean,
everyone
with
that's
enough
tried that-
ties, like,
everyone-
they
Look
could
at
Al
actually
Capone.
every
Look at
once in a
Al Capone.
while they find some
Al
Italian.
Capone just died in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he tried to disappear.
every once in a while they just find an Italian mob boss who's like living down in the Bahamas or
or like,
or
Jason's
back in
like the
Sicily.
Whitey Bulger guy who's
Yeah.
like just out in California
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
years and years, just living a normal life.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't necessarily think you can't rule that out.
And
Where they just made
I
him
think he's
disappear.
dead.
I mean,
At
by
this
now,
point,
yeah.
Whether he escaped or didn't, he's dead. He's old as shit.
Yeah.
My back hurts already. He's definitely back hurts.
Yeah.
Jason, what do you know about California? Nothing, because you're from Michigan.
I know Yosemite's out there, so shout out my friend Mary who works there, but
Mary better listen to this podcast or we'll be really sad.
I'll let her know.
I guess we'll go around. I mean, what do you guys think? Jason, I'm going to start with you, fella.
So, I don't know. You always grew up like in Michigan, like people are always talking about, oh, he's like under like where the Lions play, like the Pontiac Silverdome, or, you know, anytime there's like some like construction or something like that, it's like, oh yeah, Hoffa's buried there. And I don't know, it's just like everyone's like, oh yeah, like someone knew someone in the mob who had a cabin up north and he's in so-and-so lake. But it'd just be like a pain in the ass to like pull a body that far. Like,
I feel like every stadium has that aura around him, right? Like, oh, Kevin's buried there.
Right.
yeah, because
Why would anyone do that though?
Jerry
Just
fell
chuck
in
it
the
in with
concrete when they were pouring the pilings.
throw it in the foundation or something like that.
Don't you guys remember the cult classic Monster House where the big fat lady got turned into the
Fell
house?
into it.
That was based on real life.
That isn't a cult classic. That's an actual
That's
classic.
an actual classic.
That is a
That
film.
happens in Isaac's
Actually,
basement.
This is probably coming out in January. If you're not watching Monster House after this episode, what the hell is wrong with you?
But he definitely, I feel like, got disappeared. That's,
Got disappeared and whacked kind of way?
I think so. The body definitely
Really?
didn't go to like New Jersey where they're like, oh, they buried him under the turnpike or some stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's,
I agree with Jason. You can roam.
Isaac, I didn't ask you yet.
Sure.
Isaac, what do you think?
I agree with Jason. Jason, tell him what I said.
body somewhere in Michigan.
Yep, that's
Do
what
you
I
think
said.
it is in Michigan? Okay.
It's got to be. It's too much of a... I don't know,
Why transport it somewhere else?
Exactly. Just either incinerate it. Like, I'm sure the mob has some ties to a crematorium somewhere. in
Listen,
Detroit,
Jason
so-
knows the
Jason-
ins and outs
that
of Canada.
That is
So-
what they did in The Irishman.
What do you say?
I was going to say, what I think, that's exactly what I was going to say is like, there's no way they don't have ties to a mortuary or something where they kill the guy, he goes in there.
Tell her you're
One-
supposed to be the opposite of us, baby.
No, I think he's dead. I mean, he's gone.
He's definitely
gone.
dead.
He's definitely gone.
Definitely
right?
dead.
But
And
I was going to say, even in The Godfather, like, Vito has ties to like a guy who works in like a mortuary to clean up Sonny and everything. Spoilers to The Godfather if you haven't seen it, but also it's
What's
been
The
out-
Godfather?
50-year-old
years.
movie.
But
It's a
great movie.
Isaac.
But
What?
I feel like they gotta have some kind of ties to like a mortuary.
Yeah, I mean, I just, to me, it just so much easier to just kill him and get rid of him than to do all these crazy things and even to move him somewhere, right? Like, was he really that important of a guy? He was probably a pain in the ass to deal with for the Mafia guys, right?
Exactly, and that's how they always worked back then. Why worry about if you move that person? What are they going to do in the future, right? As far as your organization, they could spoil the whole thing.
Right.
It's way cheaper and easier just to have Lloyd shoot him in the back of the head, bury him with this kibbles and bits
Yeah.
factory. Is that a thing?
And then shoot Lloyd.
And shoot
Yeah.
him. Lloyd. You always have to cover up the cover up, Jimby.
And then cover up that cover up.
It's part of the history for.
It just cover ups all the
Oh,
way down.
man, guys, I was going to go with the happy ending.
My
He
mom
went
taught
down
me
the
that.
I haven't
bottom of
asked
the
you what
bill.
you thought. What do you think, Josh?
I think it's a happy. I think he got disappeared by the mob. He left his poor Polish wife back in Michigan, and then he got disappeared down to the Bahamas or Florida or something.
I wish I could leave a Polish
Seriously,
wife.
Josh, just because it's your story doesn't mean it has to be a fairy tale happy ending.
You're right. He probably
Eat
just,
another tater tot.
He probably just got shot in the back of the head and buried in a shallow grave.
Well,
Hell yeah.
I hope
But
that
we
he
don't-
at least had like
we
a
don't-
good dinner.
We don't
first.
do this podcast because we think that things are realistic. We do it because we believe.
so this is a little different episode. This is more of a true crimey type of thing. So I'm also just going to change my answer and say his body went through a portal and he got transported back to 1596, where he was the leader of the Ojibwe Indians. And no, we're not going to go with that.
No, I don't think we're buying
Did he
that
make
one.
your ring that you're wearing right now, Ty?
Hey,
Future episode.
how are you, Isaac? This is Up What You Think. Thank you for listening. We're drinking hams. We're drinking tasty Pecatonica Muska Lager, Pecatonica Nightfall Lager, Pecatonica IPA. We're eating pizza rolls. We're eating tater tots. Signing out.